I am currently on board the Viva 1 river cruise ship, and I'm about to show you one of many reasons why I think if you're interested in a European river cruise, you definitely should have Viva Cruises on your radar. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. I've been making travel videos for over 15 years of popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it's like to be there. I've also written 2 books full of true travel stories about things that have actually happened to me around the world, getting stitches on a cruise ship, and places please. If you like to read, if you like to travel, and if you're into theater, check them out. They're available on Amazon now. And now let's take a look around this cabin. As always, when I do room tours or cabin tours, I like to do it after I've stayed in the cabin for a while so I know a little bit more about what it's like. So you're gonna see some of our stuff laying around here, and that's just part of being on a cruise. This cabin is the least expensive cabin category. It's on the lower deck of the ship. If you've ever done a river cruise before, I think most river cruise ships are set up this way with 3 decks. The lowest deck has this window that's very close to the water level, and this can be a really interesting experience. I've talked about this already in another video from this series, that it's kind of cool to be at this level because you see things in a perspective that you usually only see them if you're swimming, and there's just something special about that. Of course, you can't open the window, there's no way to get any fresh air, and if you like to have that sort of panorama feeling, then you're gonna need to book a cabin on the 2nd or 3rd deck above this one. And I have to admit, the size of the cabin is pretty tight, but I also think this is kind of the standard size for a river cruise ship cabin. And now let me show you some of the details that I think are important. This ship was built in 2022, so it's not even 5 years old yet, and I was a little surprised that there aren't USB ports, like dedicated USB ports on the sides of the bed. There are plugs on the sides of each bed, and this radio alarm clock thing is a Bluetooth speaker and an alarm clock, and it also has a wireless charging port on top, so that's really nice. By the way, these lights are really light at night, and you can use this function here to either turn them off or make them less light. On the first night I was like,
okay, I'm gonna need to put a t-shirt over this because that's just way too light.
And speaking of lights that are too light in the cabin, just across from the bed is this little thing here. It is the control for the onboard announcements. And this screen is also really bright at night. So we've been like stacking stuff up in front of here so that it doesn't shine into our faces. By the way, before I forget to say this, I am not sponsored by Viva. I have not been invited by them to go on this cruise. They don't know I'm here. After my first Viva cruise that I was very impressed with, and my videos from that cruise got quite a few views, I did write to Viva to ask if they wanted to partner on some upcoming videos, and they said, nah, we're good. So if this at any time seems like a paid commercial for Viva Cruise Lines, it's definitely not. I am here on my own accord, and I paid for this cruise myself. Below the window, there is a little seating area that we appreciate, of course, with the setup of the cabin as it is and where the window is. Unfortunately, you can't sit down there and watch the world go by, but it's good to have a little coffee together, or we also, before going to bed, have set up our laptop here on the bed and made this like our little Netflix or YouTube corner and watched 1 or 2 videos together while nipping on a nightcap before going to bed. There's a little desk or makeup station here and an espresso machine, which I think is great to make your own coffee in the morning if you want. These are refilled every day. It's included in the price of the cruise. And another thing that's included in the price of the cruise are these water bottles. There's a water dispenser on one of the middle decks. You can just go fill it up anytime you want, and you get to keep these. And you also get a bottle of sparkling wine included in the price as well. Almost everything is included on Viva, all drinks, all food, the water, the coffee, and there's also a mini bar that's restocked every day. It's right down here. And yeah, I already took the beers out from there. Will you guys let me know if you do this too? So there's 2 beers in the mini bar every day, and we don't want to drink the bottles of beer on the ship because we can just go to the bar and get a beer. So I've been taking the bottles out and stashing them in my suitcase, and I have like 8 bottles of beer in my suitcase now. I understand there's a fine line between being cheap and being frugal. Have I crossed it? You let me know. As far as storage space goes, there are 3 pretty large, deep drawers here, as we just saw That's the mini bar. And then the closet offers enough space. We're 2 grown men on the ship for 5 days, and that's as much space as we're taking up. So, you know, you can make it work. 2 people, no problem. Oh, and I have to show you something about the closet that's a really excellent design aspect. I'm sure you'll know that when you are grabbing something out of the closet that's hanging up like this, a lot of times you pull it like this, and then the hanger swings back and knocks onto the backside of the closet. Well, here, the backside is padded, so it's like soft. Doesn't like go clonk, clonk, clonk. What a great idea, right? And also, how old have I become that one of the highlights on my cruise is that there's a padded closet? Anyways, another highlight of the closet are also these light strips. That's very fancy, I think. Da-da. The bathroom door is Morgan approved. It is a real door that closes all the way and is not see-through, and this is a space I find to be surprisingly large when you compare it to the size of the rest of the cabin. Taking a look at it from the other direction, you can see it's sort of a long rectangle. And on many cruise ships nowadays, the bathroom is much smaller than this and also set up a little bit differently. There's plenty of place to store things and hang things up, and I like the design altogether. Also, the accoutrements are from Rituals, and this is a well-known brand here in Europe. I don't know, do they have this in North America as well? They must. The shower offers a rainforest shower head and a normal shower head, and just altogether these controls are very fancy. Here's one thing we've noticed about the bathroom, however. In the cabin, when we turn the heat on, it gets very warm very quickly, but I don't think there's any kind of heating here in the bathroom, and the floor, which is, it might be stone or it might be some kind of imitation stone, marble, coral, whatever this is. What is this, or what is this supposed to look like? Anyways, it's cold. Like, and I don't just mean like it's not warm. It feels cold, like it's cooled from underneath. So if you're in the bathroom, we've been wearing our shower flip-flops just to put some space between our feet and the floor, and especially when you're getting out of the shower, cold feet. How are we feeling about this? When you think of budget river cruise, is this what you expected? I think this is amazing, and for the price, honestly, how could you expect anything more than this? This is already way more than what I would expect. I will be making more videos about what the experience was like as a whole, including the food and the service, and showing you a little bit more around the ship, so make sure you're subscribed if you're not yet. Check back soon and give this video a thumbs up. That really helps. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. See you soon.